So good day everyone, my name is Bryan Thong, and in this presentation, I'll be discussing the global semiconductor supply chain, its importance, the root cause of the recent global chip shortage, and why semiconductors are increasingly regarded as a strategic industry by many nations. The semiconductor sector lies at the heart of the digital economy, and understanding its dynamics is crucial for anticipating both future opportunity and risks. So what are semiconductor chips? Semiconductor chips, commonly referred to as chips, are small yet incredibly powerful components made primarily from silicons. These chips functions as the control center of modern electronics devices, enabling them to process data, perform calculations, and manage powerful distributions. They are found in a wide range of products, from smartphones and laptops to medical equipment and industrial automation systems, making them the invisible backbone of today's technological infrastructure. So why are chips so significant? So the importance of semiconductors cannot be overstated. They are essential for the functionality of countless everyday technologies. Mobile phones, home appliances, electric vehicles, satellites, and cloud computing services all depends on them. Moreover, their significance extends beyond convenience. Semiconductors are fundamental to digital transformations, economic competitiveness, and national security. In short, they are not just components, but strategic enablers of innovations and societal progress. So let's talk about the global production landscape. Currently, global semiconductor production is highly concentrated in a small number of countries. Over 60% of the world's advanced chips are manufactured in Taiwan, primarily by the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, what we call TSMC. So South Korea Samsung, the United States Intel, and China SMIC are also major players in this space. This heavy reliance on the handful of producers creates a structural vulnerability in the global supply chain, one that has been exposed in recent years. So what caused of the global chip shortage? The recent global chip shortage was caused by a combination of interconnected factors. First, pandemic disruptions, like the COVID-19 pandemic leads to widespread factory shutdowns and shipping delays, disrupting production and logistics worldwide. Second, surging demands. The shift to remote work, growth in electric vehicles, and expansions of 5G networks sharply increased chip consumptions. Third, geopolitical tensions, export restrictions, and trade disputes, particularly between the US and China, further constrain supply and lead to hoarding behavior. Lastly, natural disaster, even such a drought in Taiwan and factory fires in Japan impact critical manufacturing operations. So all this together, these challenges create a perfect storm, revealing just how fragile the semiconductor supply chain really is. So beyond their economic value, semiconductor chips are increasingly seen as strategic assets. Their applications span key sectors such as defense, intelligence, AI, cybersecurity, and healthcare. In defense, chips are vital for advanced fighter jets, missile guidance systems, surveillance satellites, and secure communications. National security today depends on access to high-performance semiconductors. In cybersecurity and AI, they enable real-time encryptions, data processing, and threat detections, essential for protecting digital infrastructure. In healthcare, chips power MRI and CT scanner, pacemaker, wearables, and robotic surgery systems. During the COVID-19 pandemic, AI-based drug discovery relied heavily on semiconductors-enabled computing. Any disruption in chip supply could delay diagnosis, stall innovations, and weaken national health system. For this reason, governments now view semiconductors not just as economic input, but as critical to national resilience, public health, and technological leadership. So why is this a problem? Because of risk of over-concentration? Yes, the concentration of chip manufacturing in East Asia, particularly in Taiwan and South Korea, present a significant geopolitical and operational risk. Should a major disruption occur, such as military conflicts in Taiwan Strait or another global crisis. It could paralyze the global tech industry, halt automobile productions, and disrupt communication systems. This over-reliance on a limited number of suppliers highlight the urgent needs for diversifications, redundancy, and resilience within the global chip supply chain. So let's talk about global policy response. In response, many governments have introduced national strategy to strengthen their semiconductor capability, such as the United States passed the Chips and Science Act, allocating over 50 billion to support domestic chip productions and research. The European Union launched the European Chips Act with similar aims, targeting 20% of global chip productions by 2030. Asian nations such as Malaysia, Vietnam, and India are positioning themselves as alternative hubs by attracting foreigner investment and upskilling their workforce. In tandem with this policy, major industry players are expanding globally, such as TSMC is building a new fab in Arizona, USA, Kumamoto, Japan, and Dresden, Germany, supporting global diversifications and regional supply resilience. Intel is also investing heavily in new facilities across the US, Germany, and Malaysia, including advanced packaging and R&D sites. Together, this government strategy and private sector expansions mark a global race for semiconductor leadership, driven by both economic security and technology sovereignty. So right now, let's talk about building a future resilience. So looking ahead, resilience in the semiconductor supply chain will require a multi-pronged approach, such as diversifications of production locations to reduce single-point dependency. Second, investment in R&D and education to cultivate homegrown talent and innovations. And also cross-border collaborations to balance global integrations with national interests. And critically, the pursuit of sustainable manufacturing practices to reduce environmental impacts. Only through such holistic efforts can we secure the continuity of chip supply in a volatile global landscape. So in conclusion, to summarize, semiconductor chips are essential to modern life, and their strategic importance goes beyond just business. They impact national security, economic developments, and global innovations. The recent shortage exposed the vulnerability in a highly centralized supply chain. Moving forward, nations must work together to diversify and secure these critical industries to ensure a modern, resilient future. Thank you.